Hi, I know it's been I just did a video yesterday about being depressed, and I actually still am depressed, but I'm still going to this partial hospitalization program, and we are learning a lot of skills to help cope with life stressors and depression and things like that. So I thought that I would share the things that I have learned, and maybe I can help somebody. Maybe they don't know these skills. Some of them I didn't even know about until this program. Excuse me. And I thought, well, if I practice these, then maybe it will help me so I don't go deeper into a depression if I start training my brain to think more positively and to do things differently, then maybe this up and down won't be so bad. So I have a list here of things. I don't know how far down the list I'll get, but I'll try to get them all in. And the first thing that I wanted to discuss is mindfulness. And basically, mindfulness is where you take a few minutes or however long you want and you focus on your breathing. You can count your breaths, whatever you do that makes you focused and can stay in the moment, so you're not worrying about the past and you're not stressing about the future. So it keeps you in the moment so you can focus on the here and now and what's going on with yourself right now. Another skill is distracting techniques. And this one I would say, be careful with, because you don't want to over distract yourself, where you start working, 80 hours a week, just to get away from something. But, if something is a big trigger for you, like certain songs or, whatever it may be, if you try to do something else that you like and that is positive, that makes you feel good as a distraction, it can help put your mind in a better place. And that way you're not thinking of, past trauma or, whatever the situation might be. Let's see. Anger management. Now, this is one that I definitely need work on. I do have a short temper, and basically the technique that I use for anger management, and there's a lot of different things you can do, but one thing that I do like to do is count to 10. Just take a step back and just count 1, 2, all the way up through 10. Take a deep breath and then deal with whatever the situation is. There are other things you can do, exercise or whatever, because exercise releases endorphins in your brain, and which are good chemicals, feel good chemicals, natural, that can help you feel better. But I prefer the counting to 10. It helps me to bring my mind out of that angry state. Now, another thing that I've learned is called a frog, and I don't actually have the paper in front of me, but basically it's when you challenge your negative thinking. So if you're thinking, like, say you're going to start a new job, and your thought is, I'm not going to do well, I'm not going to perform at my best, etc. And you look at that mind process, and then you say, okay, does this thought keep me alive? Or does this thought, whatever, is it positive? Is it helping you anyway? Is it helping you to achieve your goals? And if you answer no to any of them, then your thinking is probably distorted. And what you would do is you would look at your thought, whatever negative thought you have, and then you try to look at it in a new way, a positive way. So instead of I won't do well at my job. You could say, when I first get to my job, I will learn and progress as I go, so I will get better at my job. So you think about it in a different way, and it can help to relieve some of the anxiety and stress that goes along with, whatever it is that you're doing. Another good one is positive affirmations, and this is one that I do use. And basically, you're saying positive things about yourself, like, I am pretty, I'm a good student, I'm a good worker, I'm a good driver, things like that. And you say these things, even if you don't believe them, you say them over and over and over every day in the mirror or to yourself, or you write them down, and you say them every day until you start believing this about yourself. And it helps to change the way that you think. And if you start thinking more positively, then you're going to feel more positive about yourself. The next two actually are ones that I really like. Journaling and writing. Journaling is something that I've just recently started doing, and not everyone likes it, but it's a way for me to get out my feelings, my frustrations, my fears, positives and negatives. It's just a place where I can go and vent, and I can put things down that I wouldn't necessarily be able to say to somebody. So personally for me, I like that, because as time goes by, you can look back from where you started and read back through and see the progress that you have made. And I think it's a wonderful tool to have. If you like writing, I would highly encourage that you give it a try. Especially the next one, which is writing. I like to write poetry. I'm trying to write, I'm not really sure what it is, a short story, a novel. It's probably going to be more of a short story. But just writing anything, and it doesn't have to, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just writing anything. And then when you finally get out what you want, you can go back and look at it. It's kind of like journaling, although journaling is more about helping you see your progress, where writing can be, poetry, stories, that type of thing. Support groups. Now, I have not been to a support group, but I am going to go to one next Thursday. So I'm actually going to do a video of how how it went for me. I'm not going to divulge any information or anything like that, but I think it's a good idea, and that's why I am going, because you can be around whatever you have, whether it's bipolar or PTSD or any sort of disorder. Support groups really do help, I think, because you're around people who understand what you've gone through, and then they're not there to judge you, and they're there to support you and help you and encourage you. So again, I'm going to do a video about that and to see how I like it, and I'll probably talk more about that as time goes on. I statements. Now, this one I really, really like, because it's good if you're trying to communicate with somebody who might not, it could be somebody who is very verbally abusive, but it could just be somebody who doesn't necessarily think before they say something. So an example would be, say you and your boyfriend are fooling around, joking around, and he says something and he uses the word stupid, referring to you. Now, he was just joking, but you might feel that that was inappropriate. You might not like that. So what you could say to him or her is, you could say, when you say this, stupid, when you call me stupid, it makes me feel, and then you insert an emotion. And you want to be very specific. You don't want to say, you want to say something like, it makes me feel sad. It makes me feel angry. Something like that. And what I would like from you is to, you know, not say that I'm stupid in a joking way or any other way or whatever, you know, and it's a good way to kind of communicate because you're being very direct. You're not yelling, you're not arguing, you just are saying this statement, and hopefully the person will realize that what you really want is respect. So I would suggest giving those a try if you think that they will help you. And last I have on this list, and I'm sure there's many other skills out there, but this isn't really a skill, this is more something that I'm encouraging, that you, once you, if you happen to be in a hospital setting or something like that, and even if you're not, I would recommend seeing a counselor on a regular basis, outpatient, and a psychiatrist, which would probably be every 6 weeks, 3 months, however they do it. It depends on where you go and what you're being seen for. And your doctor. You want to have your primary care physician, your counselor, your psychiatrist. You want all these people to be on your treatment plan, because if they all know what's going on, it's easier to help you. And that's actually something I read online, and I don't remember where I read that, but I think it's a good idea, so I wanted to put it out to everybody. So I hope these techniques and skills are helpful to you. If you can think of any more, you know, let me know. You know how to get in touch with me. And I hope this works for you.